this is Cyrus Kirkpatrick, and welcome to the Great Cosmic Shift. You'll probably be getting used to this luxurious backdrop of my bedroom, but really this is a podcast, and we'll be talking about, I would say, the grand secrets of the universe, and a lot of very fun stuff that relates to what we call the fifth density migration, the fifth density shift. What is that? I am a supernatural paranormal researcher, author. I have written books like Understanding Life After Death, The Afterlife and Beyond. I co-authored Awakened by Death. My main area has been life after death, concerning what is our ultimate destiny and our ultimate fate. Always very interesting to me. I was running the channel Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics for a number of years. You can find hundreds of my old videos on that site. I was hacked actually out of that site, and I had to kind of also go under the radar for a while, so I've been a little bit missing, shall we say. But I am now back, and I'm using this channel now as a platform because this is actually the next level of subject matter concerning cosmic destiny, and it is the shift. I first heard about this through the work of, let's say, Dolores Cannon. And it concerns the idea that the entire planet is about to change on a massive level. The timeline that I always heard about was 2023, 2024, and that's still the timeline that we're on. But what does it mean? Let's put it this way. Let's put it bluntly. Don't you hate it when people always preface a sentence with, like, let me just explain it to you slowly. Let me just put it bluntly. Well, you know, don't you hate it when, like, a boss says that to you? Oh God, no. For real though. Let me just put it out there. The shift is basically the thing that's going to completely upend materialist, atheist society that does not believe that there's such a thing as extraterrestrials, spirit worlds, higher beings, or anything like that. It turns out all of the above is true. As a journalist and a researcher, it has always been my prerogative to look at these things analytically and fairly. When I became a telepath and medium and channeler last year, this power entered into me to such a profound level that I began having, I became intimately involved with things happening in the cosmos. And I was able to begin bringing forth information to our planet. Now, some people didn't like that. On a clandestine level, I got in a little bit of trouble. But also on a, shall we say, on a practical level, this stuff can compete with people's pre-existing ideologies and beliefs. But what I came to find as a researcher is all the information I was learning about explains all the mysteries, from crop circles to UFOs to our cosmic destiny, near-death experiences, where we go when we die. I would say all of it all these mysteries are accessible now, whereas in the past they were not. The power of mental syncing, which is advanced telepathy, is now possible. In the past, it was never as strong as it is now. All of our brains essentially upgraded last year, and as a coach, I've been able to teach people telepathic powers, and again, being centered on some level of scientific rationalism, which is how I try to work. I have been able to confirm this with groups of people that I've been able to teach by doing one-on-one telepathic syncing experiences with them, exchanging messages, images, and being able to confirm all of those things very scientifically. And to me, this is so profound because I realize, well, this is going to completely upend science. While people are so locked into their rigid forms of materialist, atheist thinking that it's not easy to bust through these paradigms. The shift is basically a huge assembly of higher cosmic forces trying to rescue the Earth from evil secret societies and cabals, as well as from ourselves, because the planet Earth is absolutely brainwashed by these ideas of nihilism, existentialism, as well as greed, selfishness, and all of these things that basically are propagated out from a very rotten culture that, shall we say, is deeply connected to, like my contacts call it, serving the golden calf. And they are willing to occult and hide these mysteries they have with secret societies throughout the ages, keeping so much under wraps. The world essentially is a slave to the collective consciousness, so that certain amazing things cannot happen to our planet because collectively people reject it. It could be that mean old lady in the office, and she just doesn't agree that anything like this could be real. It's the same in academia and the intelligentsia, that we are our brains, and there's no such thing as a mind that exists outside of the brain. This is called physicalism. All of this represents this smorgasbord of like a collective consciousness that is not ready for information. So the shift is actually known as the integration of the collective consciousness. You can feel and even communicate to the collective consciousness, and if you begin doing work that's so outside of the norm, that's so wild and spectacular and kind of crazy like that, then the collective consciousness will actually, shall we say, begin interfering with you, and you'll begin to feel it. Like you'll actually feel the collective anxiety, the collective tension, and things of that nature. If one of our friends, let's say an Arcturian extraterrestrial with the blue skin, the almond eyes, lands their little UFO spaceship down into, I don't know, Las Cruces, New Mexico, the collective consciousness would be so terrified it would actually kill our little blue friend. That's why we don't get an open contact experience with higher realities. What I've also learned is that our universe is a low density universe, as it's called. The higher density literally means that you're on a spectrum of existence where our molecular structure is different. It basically switches everything into what you can loosely call like a higher frequency, but it's like a copy of our old universe, like that. And it's a different universe. So every time you see UFOs coming down, like where are they coming from? You see a UFO just like appear out of nowhere. Well, what you're seeing is a ship that's coming in from a different universe. So all of these contact experiences, whether it's Zetas, Lyrans, Taigetans, Pleiadians, Ashtari, that's a big one, Aldebarans, all of these civilizations arise on a higher universe. It's why it always seems like when you look up the cosmos, it seems kind of empty, doesn't it? Because our low density universe is a bit on the empty side. All these forces want to help this struggling civilization very, very, very badly, but they cannot because the collective consciousness blocks it, throttles it, destroys it. The shift is about how just a small effort, even a YouTube channel doesn't have that many viewers, which could also be you can make a YouTube channel as well, can integrate and change the collective consciousness on a pretty massive level. So that's a big part of this whole process as well, is changing that culture. Now, as for me, I do telepathic, clairaudient mediumship work, and on this channel you'll be hearing a lot of channeling sessions where it's not me talking. Mental syncing is so strong right now. I have friends around the world I can do this stuff to and confirm it with. I know a girl in Japan, and we can do dream sharing, and we can communicate this way, and we can confirm it in real time. I know people just in my community locally who I've trained, and it's the same thing. This is how higher civilizations communicate mentally. They can communicate without moving their lips. People around the world are doing this right now. It wasn't even possible before last year. Last year was actually, I think you need a drink of water. You're not going to get as many edits on this channel because I want to keep getting content out, so I'm not going to go OCD and cut out me coughing. We're going to keep it real. It's going to be me communicating as much information as I possibly can out into whoever is willing to watch this channel and learn. But the point is that people everywhere are communicating this way, and it's verifiable. So that's a big, big, big part of this. Okay. As we were saying. And yeah, I definitely need some water. But anyway, so this is that intro video that you guys get to experience and, learn about, as you guys get to learn about how to have experiences like this. And basically, yeah, we can go from there, and I'll be bringing on guests and doing all kinds of cool stuff here on The Great Cosmic Shift. So with that said, you can get in touch with me at cosmicshiftawakening@gmail.com. There's a lot more to talk about, a lot more, as we approach that 2024, 2023, 2024 area, where the world is going to get very different. Things are going to get very exciting, very, very interesting. Okay. Well, with that said, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Very, very, very critical. There's a lot of forces that do not want this information out there. So subscribing is amazing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for discovering this channel. And if you know my work already, I'm back. And there's going to be lots of content. You get to look at my glorious backdrop of my bedroom and iffy lighting. But look, it's about the content. That's what matters. With that said, this is Cyrus, and I'll see you on the next video.